one of the greatest deceptions in our age and generation today is this one line: more is better. This is happening in our institutions. When you go to motivational sessions or forums, it's literally even happening in our churches, on the pulpits, that more is better. Now, who said that if you had more ladies, you'll have more fun? Who said if you had more cars, you'd be more happier? Who said that if you had more money, life will be blissful? Now, if that was so, then the people who have what you think is more or enough would be happy. But you and I know that somehow nothing in this world satisfies. Regardless of how much you accumulate or how much you get for yourself, somehow it just doesn't add up. I remember one time having this conversation with this person, and he's quite a well-to-do person. So I noticed something strange about him. He was content. For a matter of fact, he went ahead and sold a farm, a huge tract of land, took all that money, put it in the bank under one of the products as what they call an FDA, fixed deposit account. And today he's sitting back enjoying the proceeds that come his way annually. So at that time, I was a bit slightly younger than I am today. And I asked him, you can actually be able to get a lot, way much more with the money you've got. And he looked at me and smiled and said, well, that's where we have it all wrong. He mentioned a word that I've never forgotten, that pursuing after the things of this world, it's like a dog chasing after its tail. Now, you all know that it's impossible. No matter how many times it tries to do that, it can't be able to reach to where it is. Now, when you read scripture, it's very interesting to note how you get to read about men and women who tried to go down that path, whether they thought that more is actually better. In specific, is about this story of this man called Solomon. Now, when you read the Bible in the book of 1 Kings, especially from chapters 1 to 11, we get to read about Solomon. Now, Solomon begins off very, very well. Chapters 1 and 2, David comes into the picture, gives him these instructions, and he's told to stay faithful to God and to uphold God's covenant and be faithful to the same. Chapters 3 and 4, he comes and is there asking God for wisdom, and God gives him wisdom, and God is actually pleased by that. But when you read on from chapters 9 to 11, we begin to see his downfall. This is simply because he began trading on a path that was not right. In fact, when you read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 17, Solomon was breaking almost every other instruction or warning that had been stated according to the teachings of the Torah in regards to leaders. So he comes, he's marrying women for political alliances, adopts those women, adopts their gods, and initiates the worship into the nation of Israel, accumulates this huge wealth for him. He has this huge army. He even goes ahead and introduces slave labor. And we all know what happened. The same person who is celebrated some while ago is the one who comes now, and he leads and contributes to the ultimate downfall of the nation of Israel. After him, everything goes berserk. But here's the thing. Solomon comes and he says in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapters 12, that the whole duty of man is this: to fear God and to keep his commands. He speaks about the rest of the things and he says it's a chase after the wind. So there it is. I believe that in your life, if there is something that God is calling upon you and I to do, is to find joy, find pleasure in Him. Learn to rejoice in God. Be content with what you've got. And I'm not saying it is wrong for us to dream. That is okay to dream. But as you do that, have God in the picture. Wealth in itself, if it's your only goal as a believer, it's deceptive. But God would desire of you to use your wealth as a means to achieve His eternal purposes. Let's live to focus on God and appreciate every resource He's brought our way for His glory. God bless you big time.